Honeybees are some of the most widely studied groups of social insects. Within their distribution, which is basically all over the world right now, they show a stunning array of adaptations, many of which are yet to be studied. These bees come in all sizes, ranging from the dwarf honeybees to the giant honeybees, and they either build their colonies out in the open, like the dwarf honeybees and giant honeybees, or within cavities, like the western honeybees and Asian honeybees. A colony of honeybees is a bounty of nutrients, and any animal which can get past or survive the stings will be rewarded with abundant quantities of nectar, pollen, and larvae. So it comes as no surprise that honeybees have a huge number of predators coming from several taxa. Some of the more well-known predators of honeybees include hornets, bee eaters, bears, and humans. So how do honeybees keep these predators at bay? The stinger apparatus is the most recognized defense mechanism and acts as a painful deterrent to most animals. But some predators can resist the stings, such as a few kinds of hornets, and in such cases, honeybees have evolved specialized defensive behavior. I am sure you would have heard about the anti-hornet heat balling behavior of the Japanese honeybees. When a hornet attempts to hawk bees off of the hive, the bees reduce their regular activity and swarm around the hornet, literally cooking the predator within a convection ball. A few of you would also have heard about the cyprian honeybees which suffocate their primary predator, the oriental hornet, which has a higher thermal threshold and hence cannot be neutralized by heat balling. Recent studies have shown that the Asian honeybees put animal fecal matter around their hive entrances to prevent groups of hornets from attacking them. Sounds really gross, but seems to work. Some tropical honeybees are at an added disadvantage because they do not have a physical barrier separating their hives from the elements. The giant honeybees and dwarf honeybees are open nesting species with an entire colony nesting on a single exposed comb, and as can be expected, the threat from hornets is no less when there is nothing hiding the bees from them. The dwarf honeybees often respond to increased predation pressure from hornets by building hives in more sheltered environments. The giant honeybees are some of the most aggressive bees in existence, and they are known to chase intruders for several hundreds of meters. But these open nesting species bees also show another unique anti-predator behavior. If you spend enough time looking at colonies of open nesting honeybees, you are bound to come across this behavior. A mesmerizing dark band moving along their comb surface. If you look closer still, you might find a hornet flying around the colony, desperately trying to grab onto any bee. This display, called shimmering behavior, is a well-characterized phenomenon in giant honeybees. Earlier studies have explored the mechanistic aspects of wave propagation during shimmering, and most have shown that shimmering follows a few simple rules. When an intruding object moves in front of the colony, a few bees flip their abdomen, which leads to more and more bees flipping their abdomens, resulting in a moving wave. Unlike the simpler Mexican wave process, some bees can also respond to shimmering, which is happening at a larger distance, leading to faster propagation of the wave. Although most bees on the curtain can end up participating in shimmering, initiation is restricted to a few trigger centers distributed on the bee curtain. Shimmering is also accompanied by comb vibrations resulting from the motion of bees and a gradually increasing presence of Nasanov's pheromone around the colony, although the precise roles of these aspects on the defensive response is yet to be discerned. When an intruding insect, such as a hornet, tries hawking bees off of the surface of the comb, the shimmering response leads to the predator becoming confused and hence acts as a deterrence mechanism. But what about the visual nature of shimmering response? It is reasonable to expect that shimmering occurs as a result of bees visually detecting the intruding object and behaving in a suitable manner. A few studies prior to this have looked at the effect of size and motion of the object on defensive behavior in Apis dorsata, although experimental studies in controlled conditions looking at the visual ecology of shimmering response have not been carried out. We wanted to look at how these bees respond to objects moving in front of the colony and how the response changes relative to the object's size and background. To carry this out, we used a colony of giant honeybees in our campus and placed a frame with swiveling doors in front of the colony. This ensured that the background could be changed freely in between experiments without having to disturb the colonies. I used 3 different colored cards as stimuli, and each card having 3 sizes: 4 centimeters, 8 centimeters, and 16 centimeters in diameter. The experimenter could stand behind the frame and move the cards with the help of strings, which eliminated any confounding motion cues from the setup, and moving the strings by themselves acted as the control for the experiment. Each trial lasted for 15 seconds, in which the stimulus was moved to and fro in front of the colony either in the vertical direction or the horizontal direction, with each movement lasting 1 second. I did around 800 trials in which all variables, including background, stimulus color, stimulus size, and the direction of motion, were randomized to prevent any nestedness. The response of the colony was recorded using a camcorder and analyzed in ImageJ, using which I measured the maximum area of each individual shimmering response in a trial. The area shimmered as a proportion to total hive area was calculated for each trial and used as a proxy for shimmering strength. We predicted that the shimmering response will be stronger when the contrast of the stimulus with respect to the background is greater, and that the larger stimuli would lead to stronger shimmering response. But what we saw was much more interesting. As expected, we found that the black object moving against a light background elicited a strong response, and the strength of the response was seen to increase when moving a larger black object. But, contrary to our expectation, the grey objects elicited only marginal response irrespective of the background against which they were moved. What is interesting to observe is that the colony did respond weakly, although inconsistently, in most of the stimuli background combinations, which suggests that the bees can indeed detect the stimulus but do not treat it as a threat. This strong response to a moving dark object against a light background is probably an evolutionary mechanism to detect flying predators, which would probably appear as dark silhouettes against the sky. Open nesting species of honeybees are unlikely to encounter a light object moving against a dark background, and even if they are able to detect such a movement, they might not find it as a threat and hence wouldn't initiate shimmering. Our results demonstrate that although a well-characterized behavior, several aspects of shimmering response remain to be studied and will in turn raise more questions into the sensory capabilities and behavioral ecology of honeybees.